It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
It's game time in Boston as the crowds on the Celtics. And the Nets head back to Brooklyn after today's contest.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
And so off the tip, it's Boston. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Young out there with Brook Lopez. Then there's Wayne Ellington. Then there's Johnson, and it's Jack in at the one spot. Now, here's Thomas. Here's Sullinger. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Sullinger's got the first points up on the board for Boston. Jack with it. Johnson outside. Screened by Young. There's the triple. And Ellington is good for three. Ellington's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Now Thomas. Sullinger the screen. Here the step back. Lopez with the block. Jack against Thomas. On the wing, Johnson. Pass to Lopez. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number of Clark ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch. Back to the basket moves, facing up, makes free throws. Good offensive rebounder, capable passer. Well, he just makes things happen.
Here's Jack after Jared Sullinger's bucket. And Jack kicks to Lopez. They set the pick. Young, a screen on Middleton. Left side, Jack. Shot clock at 6. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, he was boxed out and tried to get the rebound the only way he could.
Yeah, he got straight over the back and on top of him there, too. So nothing subtle about that one.
Outside Jack. Here's Lopez. Ellington dishes to Lopez. And he gets the bucket.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
The Celtics have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Thomas. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Sullinger with a screen for Thomas. Dishes to Jordan. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure. But he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
Now here is Jack. He's coming off a 10-point game against Orlando.
Yeah, not to mention the 4 big steals on the night, getting after it on both ends.
Now here's Thomas. The feed to Crowder. Up top, Sullinger. Pass to Thomas. It's stolen by Jack. And now here's Johnson, a fast break chance. Young's shot is off. Celtics trail by 3.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen 0 drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness. But no question, he's improved his skills and IQ.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
The Brooklyn Nets come into this one after a win against the Magic.
Well, that was a very physical game, and I think that plays into their hands. So a lot of their points came at the foul line.
And it also led to a lot of foul trouble from some of the key guys they were up against, so we can't forget about that part of it either. Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Boston trailing. And here is Thomas. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Shot, high post. The shot is off. Jack with the defensive effort. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Now here's Ellington, defended by Middleton. Ellington kicks to Jack. Just 5 to shoot. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
The last few weeks, you see how Boston stacks up. First in lowest turnovers a game. Third in shooting percentage. And they kept the lid on opposing teams' overall offense as well. They're in the top 10 in opponent scoring.
And, you know, going back to their turnovers, fewest in our league, that shows you the intelligence they play with. You have to beat them. They are not going to do it for you.
Now here's Sullinger. He had 13 points in the win against the Lakers.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
Middleton outside. Nice ball movement by Boston. Thomas with the ball. 5 to shoot. Sullinger the screen. Thomas goes in. Jumper off the screen. Tries again. It's stolen by Jack. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Celtics trail by 5. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Jack against Thomas. Jordan with the screen on Jack. Here's Crowder. That's in there. Thomas with the assist.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
The shot's good from Ellington.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
The Celtics have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Jack against Thomas. He feeds it to Sullinger. Good defensive work there by Young.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Screen by Young. Jack up on top. He's guarded by Thomas. Here's Lopez, and it's Brooklyn scoring again.
Playing smart offensively in the first half, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the much better percentage from the field so far.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And the thing I took away from that one was just how valuable their guys coming off the bench were.
I thought the reserves were the difference in the game, Greg. I mean, a lot of the scoring came from the bench.
Boston making some changes. Tyler Zeller's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Evans comes in for Jared Sullinger. And it's Butler in for Chris Middleton. Then for the Nets, Chris Anderson is checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for Young. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Now here's Crowder. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Lakers. Shot by Zeller, no good. And here are the Nets. They're on a 16-6 run. And Sloan kicks to Ellington. Here's Johnson, and Butler sends it back. That's good, and it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got 3 assists now in this one. Nets leading by 6. Here's Sloan. With the shot. Johnson missing again. The Celtics have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Thomas passes to Crowder. Evans outside. Here's the screen. Thomas dishes to Evans. Here's Crowder. The good-looking shot from the wing. And now just a 4-point Nets lead. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And Sloan kicks to Ellington. Johnson wide open. He fires. And he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
At the elbow, Zeller. Shot from 6. No good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Lionel Hollins. And Doris, what'd you find out?
Well, I asked him what strategy they were going to use at the offensive end, and he told me that they did not want to have to rely on their perimeter game. Instead, he plans to exploit what he described as a mismatch on the interior, saying, quote, "We have the talent inside to make things very difficult on them. We're going to use it." Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
And look, Joe Johnson last season, not his best statistically, but boy, did he show some heart. I mean, he was one of the catalysts for Brooklyn making the playoffs, especially when Brook Lopez returned healthy and the two could play off of one another.
Here's Galloway. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Pick by Zeller. Galloway kicks to Butler. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Butler's got 5.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Brooklyn leading by 5. Talking about Joe Johnson, I'm not going to lie. Last year wasn't one of his best statistically, Clark. His shooting accuracy was on the low end. His turnover numbers were high. It wasn't very pretty.
But for Joe, Kevin, I don't think it was about the numbers last year. It was about wanting to compete and to win. And he's developed a champion's will over the years. And I would like to see him finally achieve his goal of maybe winning the championship. I think he deserves it. He's been consistent, he's been solid, and now you see some maturation with him as well.
Second free throw, no good.
And Thomas Robinson has been on a lot of teams here in this short time in the league. Not easy to find a spot when you're always getting moved.
Now here's Zeller. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Here's Robinson after the basket by Boston. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And for Robinson, the trade's way on him as well. Clarkie said last season that he just wants to prove that he belongs here.
Well, you know, he's yet to find the right fit for a team, but the skill set is clearly there. I mean, he's an NBA player. There's no doubt about that. Looked great for Philadelphia near the end of the year as he got minutes with them.
That's good from Johnson. Here's Galloway. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Pass to Hunter. Pick by Zeller. 5 to shoot. Here's Butler. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. And that's now 9 points for Butler.
That's his 4th straight make right out the chute. He's setting a pretty high standard for himself here.
Just like you draw it up before you come out.
There's a screen. Johnson outside. To the inside. Shot from free throw range. Off the left rim and out.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage even though it was all over.
Galloway, the pass to Hunter. Anderson against Zeller. For 3. Galloway, no good. Nets leading by 4. 1:21 left in the first quarter. Robinson kicks to Sloan. Elbow shot is on the way. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
At the line for 2.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Jarrett Jack is checked in for Anderson. Sloan hits them both. Here's Galloway. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Outside Butler. He kicks it to Zeller. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Now here's Johnson, coming off a stellar performance against Orlando. Here's Sloan, defended by Butler. Shoots off the screen. No luck. Now Boston takes it the other way. They traveled to Brooklyn last time they faced the Nets, and they came away with a win.
Yeah, a really close game between these two in that last matchup. It took a total team effort for them to get the win.
It sure did, and they got a lot of scoring from their bench, Greg, and I think that really was the crucial difference.
Off target with his 3. Johnson dishes to Jack. And the Nets miss again. Hunter. And that does it for the first quarter. Brooklyn ahead, up by 4. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And Nets head coach Lionel Hollins known for his no-nonsense style.
I told him, oh, you can just joke with it.
I still don't think that Coach Hollins is anyone to be trifled with, and I think the Net players would agree with me on that one.
Oh, yes, I know they've got that one figured out. And I do, too, as a matter of fact. The last thing anybody on the team better be doing is laughing at Lionel Hollins. Just ask Darren Williams.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
They've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the first period.
Yeah, this is how you can keep a crowd quiet, though, Greg. I mean, methodically score at the line and take some of that energy away from the fans. They don't like to have the action stop and the opposing team scoring.
Jay Crowder out there with Jared Sullinger. Then it's Jordan. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Galloway in at the point. It's the Boston Five.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
And so it's Brooklyn with it, following the bucket by the Celtics. And Young kicks to Sloan. Lopez a screen. Feeds it to Young. Here's Sloan, defended by Middleton. Sloan shot is off. Celtics trail by 5. Here's Galloway. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Thaddeus Young. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Nets?
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
Something else they've made the most of are those opportunities at the foul line. I mean, they've scored a lot of their points so far from there.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Brooklyn. He's perfect from the line this time. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Young outside. There's the screen. There's the dish to Ellington. Here's Sloan. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Now the pass to Crowder. Nice ball movement by Boston. Here's Jordan. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the call. Brooklyn the foul. And this is his second trip to the line tonight. That free throw missing. Boston making a switch here. Thomas is checked in. And a change for the Nets. Anderson, he's checked in for Bargnani. So he comes up empty, missing both. Kicks to Sloan. Lopez, a screen on Thomas. Young in the corner. Wide open look. And he drops that one in. Young's got his second bucket.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Outside Thomas. The shot by Middleton. Wide open. No good on the triple. Nets leading by 5.
Boy, Chris Anderson, certainly one of the more colorful players we have in the league. Kind of took over where Dennis Rodman left off. A high-energy forward who can rebound and defend. And he's got a tattoo parlor going on, too.
Now, here's Ellington. His last outing, he had 8 points. That one a little long. And for the Celtics, they're shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. And talking about Chris Anderson, he was actually out of the league for a couple years, reinstated back in 2008. And apparently the time off helped. He finished second in the league in block shots going back to that season.
And Kevin, the thing I remember most about Chris Anderson, the 2005 NBA Slam Dunk Contest. He unsuccessfully tried the same dunk 8 times. Count them. 8.
Kept alive. Goes back up. And it's good on the way in. Anderson's got his first points of the game.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And there's the foul. It's on Donald Sloan. That's foul number 2 for him.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Outside Thomas. To the middle. Jordan can't get it to go.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
Pass to Lopez. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And it's a 9-point Nets lead.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Outside Thomas. Sullinger outside. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Thomas got 4 assists in the game. Nets leading by 7. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And guys, as much as Isaiah Thomas can help you on offense, at times he can hurt you on the defensive side. Immediately posted up by whomever he's guarding, you have to give help. And, of course, that leaves your defense vulnerable, particularly on the weak side and controlling that defensive backboard.
A nice shot by Anderson.
Assist from Sloan. Boston timeout called.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
Now here's Thomas. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Ellington. Shoots from 12. Again, the Nets for 2.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Now, here's Thomas. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here.
Isaiah Thomas.
And the technical free throw is good. Jordan against Anderson, and the dunk by Jordan.
Really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
Nets leading by 8. Here's Sloan. Now Ellington, Young outside. It's deflected. Launches a 3. They get it again. Lopez passes to Sloan. They get it back. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Thomas with the ball. And Young picks him up defensively. And it's Middleton penetrating. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Now, here is Young. He picked up 27 points in their last win against Orlando.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
Outside Thomas. Sullinger the screen. Thomas dishes to Sullinger. Hits it down to Middleton. Young passes to Anderson. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Checking out the game Wayne Ellington is having. He has 8 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
The Nets have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
And 72% on the year. I'm sure they'd like to improve that category.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Jordan. Evans comes in for Sullinger. Butler, he's checked in for Jay Crowder. And Hunter subbed in for Chris Middleton. Now, here's Thomas. to the wing on the left. Clock at 6. Here's Hunter. Lopez grabs the board. Nets leading by 8. Ellington kicks to Jack. To the inside. Here's Lopez. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
And for Brook Lopez, disappointing start to last season. The season before, he had played only 17 games, so he wanted to make an impact right off the bat. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, you know, he missed the first 2 games altogether with the foot injury and comes back to play pretty well, then hurts his back. Out for 8 more games, comes back again. He's benched in favor of Miles Plumlee. Just a very disjointed year for Lopez. Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush. They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now, here's Ellington. 10 points for him. Johnson from outside. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
And for Lopez, last year was the first time since he was a rookie that he didn't start every game. I mean, that is a huge shot to your confidence. I don't care who you are or what your circumstances, but you know what? At the end, he rose above it.
Outside Jack. Johnson outside. Robinson left side. In the corner, it's Ellington. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Ellington's got 6 points in the quarter.
You know, on the topic of Lopez last season, ugly beginning, but things got beautiful over the last 2 months. 55% shooting, nearly 20 and 10 a game. Some of the best numbers of his career.
Now here's Butler. He had 13 points in the win against the Lakers. Back to Thomas. The 3. Up and in. It's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That is his first foul of the game. Langston Galloway's checked in for Thomas. There's a screen by Robinson. Jack for 3. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Hunter. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now here is Jack. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Off the pick. Scores for only the 2nd time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
There's Galloway, defended by Jack. Zeller dishes to Galloway, and he gets the bucket.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now, here's Ellington. 12 points for him. He dishes it to Johnson. Floats one up. And the layup is good. Johnson's got 9.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
1:29 left here in the second. Evans setting the pick for Zeller. Butler on the wing. He's guarded by Johnson. 6 to shoot. And a wide open look for Zeller. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Zeller's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. Nets leading by 3. Now here is Jack. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Kicks it out to Johnson. Shoots. Oh, trying for it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Crowder, he's checked in for the Celtics. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. 46 seconds left in the first half of the game. They set the pick. There's Galloway, defended by Jack. Evans loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Now just a 1-point Brooklyn lead. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. There's a screen by Robinson. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Sloan's checked in. The Celtics shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. Galloway kicks to Evans. Dishes it to Butler. And there's the feed to Zeller. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give him a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
Yeah, look, you'd like to take the lead on that possession, but at least he was able to tie the game up.
And so it's tied as we head to halftime. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Kevin, we have Brooke Lopez with us. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Oh, I'm so excited.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. They never got too far behind. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Jarrett Jack is out there with Wayne Ellington. Then there's Johnson. Then it's Brooke Lopez. And it's Young in at the 4 slot. Now here's Ellington. Back to Lopez. Shoots from 12. The rebound by the Celtics. Jordan's got 4 rebounds in this game. And here is Thomas. Middleton outside, and Thomas has it in the corner. That is good. Thomas got the lead up to 2 now for Boston.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now here is Jack. Young, a screen on Thomas. Shot clock at 5. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Lopez has got it all tied up now for the Nets.
Guys, he's one of the main reasons this game is tied up. I mean, he's done his part to keep them in it.
Thomas with the ball. 6 points for him. Sullinger passes to Middleton. And the layup's good off the glass. Middleton's got 6. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Pass to Johnson. Screen by Young. Lopez, a screen on Middleton. Johnson goes in. Can't convert after the good screen.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Now here's Sullinger after the miss from Joe Johnson. Here's Middleton. Brooklyn with the rebound. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Ellington leading the charge. Outside Jack. It's hauled in by Thomas.
It has not been an ideal start to the second half. They've missed 3 of their first 4.
And guys, looking at Jared Jack, one word comes to mind: professional. I mean, he's as solid as they come. Tough, capable, experienced, and he proved it all again last season.
Johnson, good, and Jack gets the assist. And that's 11 points for Joe Johnson.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Here's Middleton. He has 6. Jordan the screen. Sullinger dishes to Middleton. He feeds it to Jordan. Just 4 to shoot. Jordan the screen. Off the screen. Rejected by Young. And they'll keep possession. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Brooklyn trailing. Now Jack.
The Nets call timeout.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. Thaddeus Young provides a lot of things, Clark. Solid on both ends of the floor. You can plug him into almost any lineup and make it work.
Yeah, he's an ideal basketball player because of his versatility. I think that's one of his greatest strengths. Not only can he play the 3 or 4, he can go inside and outside, too.
Now here is Jack. Pass to Lopez. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Jordan with some nice D. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hey, guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message Lionel Hollins was giving to his team. He went over the offensive game plan and that it hinges on running through Lopez. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. And Brooklyn making a change here. Anderson's checked in.
And guys, when you talk about Thaddeus Young, last year was another solid season for him. Excellent job finishing around the rim as usual. Solid rebounding numbers, but still trying to improve his consistency from the 3. He started the season strong in that department and kind of fell off a bit at the end.
Boston leading by 4. Outside Thomas. Sullinger with a screen for Thomas. Sullinger outside. 5 to shoot. Middleton inside the 3-point line. Misses off the right iron.
Man, Thaddeus Young, he's really entering the prime of his career right now at age 27. Hard to believe he's now in his 9th season. Only spent 1 year in college. Still plenty of room to grow.
Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. The shot's good from Ellington. Now here's Thomas. 6 points for him. Jordan with the screen on Jack. Thomas kicks to Jordan.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
Here's Young after the basket by Boston. Here's Lopez. The rebound by the Celtics. Jordan's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
He kicks to Crowder. Feeds to Sullinger. Can't get it to go. And Brooklyn will come the other way. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Here's Young, and a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Jack's got 5 assists in the game. And here is Thomas, and you have to like the way he's orchestrated their offense.
Yeah, I sure do, Kevin. He's almost got 10 assists.
He's been a conductor out there today, keeping their offense in a flow and his teammates happy.
Jordan with a screen on Jack. Thomas goes in. Middleton inside the three-point line. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Middleton's got the lead up to 4 now for the Celtics. For Brooklyn, they've gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. Lopez sets a screen for Jack. The dish to Anderson. Back to Jack. Young in the corner. Another miss by Young.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Thomas passes to Middleton. They set the screen. Fires the 3. Here's Sullinger. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Zeller, he's checked in for Jordan. Evans comes in for Jake Crowder. Butler, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Thomas. Now a timeout called by Boston.
Guys, Bargnani was compared to several other international players when he came out. Some said he was Nowitzki. Others thought he might be more like Yao Ming in terms of impact. Ming was the only other player taken 1 overall who had never played high school or college.
Boston making a switch here. Hunter's checked in. Boston leading by 3. Here's Galloway. Pick by Zeller. Butler kicks to Zeller. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And it's 7 points for Tyler Zeller. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Young outside. There's the pick. There's the pass to Jack. Pulls it up. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Kicks it to Zeller. Passes it to Galloway. This one for 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. Here's Sloan. Bargnani dishes to Young. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
For Boston, they've gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. Galloway, the pass to Zeller. Evans, a screen on Bargnani. Hunter, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Young outside. To tie. No good from Bargnani. The Celtics with the lead. Here's Galloway. Butler with the ball. And Young picks him up defensively. Evans against Bargnani. Evans kicks to Galloway. The basket good off the assist from Evans. Galloway's got 7 points in the game.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
Dishes it to Jack. There's a screen by Robinson. Young with no one around. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
Now here's Zeller. He has 7. He dishes it to Butler. And it's off the back rim. No good. Brooklyn's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. And Jack kicks to Sloan. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Jack's shot is good.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Galloway kicks to Evans. Zeller setting the pick for Evans. To the paint. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Now let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been training everything they've put up this month. The Celtics second.
And really, the basketball IQ has just evolved. Just the way they move the ball and share it. They always find good looks.
It's been a tough go for him, just an uncontainable game for Zeller. He has 8 points and a decent little assist total for him, too.
No doubt they'd like to see that carry over to the rest of the team. Get good assist numbers all the way around.
Jay Crowder's checked in for Boston. Chris Middleton comes in for Hunter. Here's Sloan. There's a screen by Robinson. And Sloan kicks to Jack. Robinson sets a screen for Jack. Jack missing again. Boston's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Here's Galloway, guarded by Robinson. Here's Galloway. He's got 7. Here's Zeller. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
This is a positive trend for him, especially here in the second half. Shooting just above 80% right now. And that's more than respectable. That's good free throw shooting.
And so Zeller nails both of them. Nets trail by 4. 1:09 left in the third quarter of the game. And there's the feed to Jack. There's a screen by Robinson. Sloan. Crowder pulls it in. Crowder's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Galloway. Pass to Crowder. He feeds it to Middleton. Trains it from beyond the arc. Middleton's got 7 points for the quarter.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Now here's Johnson. 11 points in the game. And the Nets miss again.
I tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
And the jam by Tyler Zeller.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Pass to Johnson. Shot to stop the run. Rebound, Boston. And taken away by Johnson. And we've reached the end of the third. Celtics lead by 9. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. And so it's Boston with it. We've got Jay Crowder. Thomas is out there with Chris Middleton. Then it's Jared Sullinger. And it's Jordan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Now, here's Thomas. Right wing, just 5 on the clock. And the shot's good from Crowder. Here's Sloan. He kicks to Ellington. Lopez, a screen on Thomas. Feeds it to Sloan. There's the three, and he gets it to go.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Thomas with the ball. Outside Jordan. Inside, here's Sullinger. Lopez with the block. Johnson with a screen on Middleton. Anderson outside. Johnson in the corner. Lopez sets a screen for Johnson. Off the pick. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
Johnson hits them both. Clark, when you take a look at Joe Johnson, and if you were on a good team, a team that was contending for a championship, where ideally would you like him to be? Where would you slot him?
I'd put him in that first or second scoring role because he's so good and scores so effortlessly. And at some point, I think he's going to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and Clark, the dunk, caps it off.
Well, you know, for me, guys, it's all about positioning and anticipation on those screen plays, and they got it right there.
And the Nets with possession here. Following the bucket by the Celtics. 4 on the clock, and finished off by Anderson.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand, Jen. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Now, here's Thomas. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's on Chris Anderson.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
Greg, you were talking about Isaiah Thomas. He had no love lost for the Suns. In their first meeting, he took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared him down as he was hitting shots, looked at that bench. Man, he had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and you know, most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit.
Here's Thomas after Joe Johnson scored. Middleton outside. Second shot opportunity. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That's on Brook Lopez.
Check out the game for Sullinger. He's got 10 points, and he's getting it done on the glass, too.
You're right, Clark. He's done some real nice work on the inside.
And for Sullinger last season, further indication, Clark, that he needs to keep working on his conditioning.
And that was a concern coming into the league with Jared, is just how committed would he be to working on his body all the time and maintaining the level of conditioning that he needs. And injuries have been a part of that not being the case, but when he's out there, he's capable.
Now here's Johnson to the paint. Got a piece of it. He had stolen by Sullinger. Middleton on the wing, defended by Young. Outside for Thomas. Now Crowder to the left wing. Clock at 6. Lopez with the block. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by, and stolen by Thomas. Out to the right wing. Crowder with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. They set the pick. 6 on the shot clock. Jordan the screen. Right wing. Crowder dishes to Sullinger. Knocks down the 10-footer. Sullinger's got 4 points this quarter.
And talking about Sullinger, you wonder if he's been in the right scheme for the past couple of years. He's not a three-point shooter. He's a back-to-the-basket banger. You want proof? Only hit 28% from behind the arc last season, and that was his career high.
Here's Sloan after Jared Sullinger's bucket. Now, here's Thomas. Sullinger outside. Jordan the screen. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
You know, on the topic of Sullinger, guys, he said publicly that people are doubting him. And he's right. I mean, until he gets in better shape and stays that way, there will always be questions surrounding that part of his game. Hopefully for him going forward, he can be more Duncan than Diop in the way he treats his body.
Now, here's Thomas. Here's the teardrop. Got a hand on it. And Sloan kicks to Johnson. Down low. The wide open look here for Lopez. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
And, Greg, that's just good basketball. Come on, good basketball there. Clean look from that range. He's got to take it.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Yeah, clearly they were starting to show signs of fatigue, so coach wanted to give them a second to get their win back.
Catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, guys. Well, Brad Stevens had some advice for the team over that last break. He was propping his guys up for their defensive pressure, saying, listen, the pressure you put on them has been fantastic. Keep pestering them, keep forcing turnovers, and we'll be in a great position to win this thing.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Zeller, he's checked in for Jordan. Evans comes in for Sullinger. Butler, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Thomas. Here's Zeller after the basket by Brooklyn. Butler passes to Evans. And a strong finish with two hands.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Timeout called, the Nets.
And you look at Reggie Evans, he hasn't done a lot as a basketball player, but what he does really well. Rebound like a maniac. And he defends the post as if his family is in danger.
Jarrett Jack is checked in for the Nets. And Brooklyn has possession. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Celtics leading by 7. Here's Galloway. Outside Butler. There's the pick. Out to the right wing. Here's Galloway. And they will call over the back on the play.
Yeah, he was boxed out and tried to get the rebound the only way he could.
Yeah, he got straight over the back and on top of him there, too. So nothing subtle about that one.
Nets trail by 7. Johnson in the corner. Here's Young. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
And he gets it to go. And it's It's a 9-point Celtic lead. Brooklyn's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Again, Young missing. For Boston, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Here's Galloway, defended by Jack. The dish now to Crowder. And there's the pass to Zeller. The rebound by Young. Young's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Lets it go from 11, and the shot is long. Celtics leading by 9. Here's Galloway. Passes to Zeller. And again, it's Boston converting.
And such a steady hand. I mean, he's one of those guys that's really allowed them to take the lead.
Well, he's just so reliable and dependable and consistent, especially here today. I mean, his shooting percentage is off the charts.
And so it's Boston with it, following the miss by Brook Lopez. Galloway kicks to Zeller. Looking for Crowder. He gets it there. Good on the shot. Crowder's got 10 points in just the second half.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
And the call will be against Langston Galloway. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, Steve Kerr and Jason Kidd both coming with no coaching experience over the last few seasons and also having success. I don't know, guys. Maybe we should throw our hat in the ring. But pretty impressive stuff.
That's not for me to do. I've already determined I don't want to coach for a paycheck, even if it is a big one. And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Now here's Thomas with the floater, and it's sent back by Lopez. But they recover it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Evans missing. Nets trail by 13. Outside check to the right side. Ellington from outside. And again, it's the Nets missing. You know, you look at the coaching success for both Jason Kidd and Steve Kerr, both with long playing careers, championship experience on their resumes. Steve, in fact, Clark even had some time in the front office with Phoenix.
And don't forget about his broadcasting career either, Kevin. I mean, I think in both cases, though, you look at these two guys, they were able to come in and have immediate credibility with their teams and their playing experience, part of their preparation for being coaches.
Now Jack, following the three-point attempt by DeAndre Jordan. Lopez sets a screen for Jack. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's foul number 2 for him. Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
Yeah, can't be pleased with all these easy looks they continue to give up there in the paint.
No, I'm sure he's not, Greg. I mean, their defense is showing a lot of holes, especially down low. That's unacceptable.
Thomas against Jack. Kicks it to Lopez. 5 on the clock. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Lopez playing well. He's got 14 points, and he has sent a bunch of shots in reverse.
And because of that, there's now a major intimidation factor working in their favor.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Boston.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
You know, they're taking care of business in the paint, too. Those are valuable points they've been getting down low.
Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
Celtics passing it around. And here is Thomas. There's a good screen. Jordan with the screen on Jack. Thomas goes in. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And they're on the break. Here's Jack. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Yeah, they brought the sandpaper edge to their attack, really fighting and scrapping inside. A lot of grit and grind with these guys.
Now here's Thomas. Jordan sets the pick for Thomas. Jordan dishes to Evans. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
And that's 10 of their last 12 points that have come off assists. It's still pretty early to judge, but so far the 2014 draft class has lived up to the hype. The top guys were as good as promised, and a lot of talent down later in the draft as well.
Jack missing again.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Outside Thomas. Young with the steal.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Celtics.
Mark, look at their number of assists.
Well, they minimized the one-on-one situations, Kevin. They got the ball moving, and it found the open guy.
Great ball movement, you're right. So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And this isn't one of those mini-series either. I mean, this is a four-gamer. As hard as it is to beat a team 3 times in a row, it's even harder to do it 4 straight.
Guys, death always a factor in wins like this. And what an incredible game out of nowhere it was for Zeller. He was everywhere defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference. Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
Well, he practically has gotten every one that's available. A 20-plus rebounding game is not something we get to see very often, Greg.
Thomas with the ball. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, Clark, made the difference.
Well, you know, at this stage, you've got to defend your home floor, and they did that.
And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And now to our good friend Ernie Johnson, who is standing by in the studio.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin, and now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Tyler Zeller. What'd you think, Kenny?
I think his efficiency from the field was the biggest factor.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K